What if Apple would buy a stake in BYTON? Think about it. So Apple just lost Johny Ive, who is the chief digital officer or chief digital designer, whatever, and he quit his job, and Apple lost like 10 billion in market cap. So the investors seriously didn't like it. So Apple needs to come up with something new, more than the next iPhone. And what is more sexy than owning the third screen, the screen that you have in your car that you drive to work, especially when the cars are fully autonomous and you have more time to spend in your vehicle. So Apple has been rumored on working on their own car since a couple of years ago already. So they've been hiring engineers from Tesla. They actually even tried to buy Tesla in 2013 for $240 a share. Back then, Elon Musk possibly didn't want to sell. And so what's going to happen with this project for Apple? Can they build the car on their own? Can they own the user experience by building the hardware on their own? I think it's maybe getting more unlikely. And also, maybe Apple cannot do it on its own. So they recently just acquired one more startup, which is called Drive AI, which is a software company in the area of autonomous driving. And I think what else they should do is, or what they could do, for instance, is participating in the next funding round of BYTON. And BYTON is a startup from Shanghai, which is developing their own car. They're actually close to production. And I had a chance just a couple of weeks ago to visit their Shanghai office. So the Shanghai Design Studio opening at BYTON, the team first introduced everybody who's responsible for interior and exterior design, and also finally unveiling the final production car, or close to 90% of what is going into production in Nanjing by the end of the year. And well, obviously they showed like all the big ideas behind this car. For instance, the 7-inch driver display and the 40-inch shared driver experience display. So I think there's not many cars around that are going that extreme into a user-centric and in-car experience that is similar to your smartphone experience, right? You can download apps. You have this large display that you can actually steer in many directions by using well, your eyes are tracked, you can use gestures and so on. And I mean, all of this shows that you have one company who's heavily dedicated on building the hardware for such kind of a product that can go into the market, and something that possibly Apple doesn't want to build themselves. And what is also interesting, I looked up who is already invested in BYTON. For instance, Tencent, but also Foxconn, right? The supplier of the Apple iPhones, the ones who's producing the iPhones for Apple in China, is also invested in BYTON. Interesting. So with the main supplier Foxconn already invested, why shouldn't Apple also take a stake in the next funding round of BYTON? And I mean, BYTON is just valued around $700 million US, so that's actually peanuts for Apple. I mean, they're piling up billions of cash, have lots of free cash flow. They could easily even buy BYTON if they would like to. And at the same time, well, BYTON is really, with the opening of the Shanghai studio, they're really at the heart of the new consumer class, like in China, where the new premium consumers are waiting, where the digital natives are around. So that's really where Apple wants to be, and also coming up with a new growth strategy and new exciting stuff. So yeah, it's kind of the puzzle would fit well together. So on the one hand side, Apple wouldn't stretch their balance sheet too much. They could open the growth story of a 2 trillion market capitalization that they could reach. On the other hand, BYTON, they could really focus on the hardware that they are building. They could grow as a startup, build the third screen, bring it onto the road, focus on the user centricity, and also yeah, profit from what Apple is doing in acquiring, for instance, AI startups, startups in the area of autonomous driving. So that way the puzzle could really fit together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of inspiration and a little thoughts about what could happen if Apple really goes into the car sector and how BYTON could play a role here. So actually coming back from China now, I finally have some time here in Germany to look at all the videos and topics that we've done. So be excited about what's coming up here. And I see more and more people of you signing also up on our website to get some more detailed insights into what's happening in China. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and see you next time.